And let me just share, rule number 8, what you make of your life is up to you. And essentially what it means is, or let me just give you some perspective. There are people who are successful in life, and then there are people who, some would say unsuccessful. I would just say there are people who have not yet found out how. Right? I just like it as softer so that people, you like, right, Tamika? We don't want people to feel, right? We don't do that as children of the King. We don't, no. However, I want to give you perspective and then I'm going to move out of the way. There are people who are not yet successful or unsuccessful tend to place blame or fault on their backstory. They tend to have the story, you know, my father was a drug addict. My mother was an alcoholic. I was left on the steps with my grandmother. I didn't know how to read. I didn't go to school until I was 10. You know, I struggled from dyslexia. I didn't have food. I lived in a shelter, right? And so there's a backstory, right? And while that may be the reality of these unsuccessful people, but they tend to place the blame and the fault as to their current situation based on the backstory. But, right? And it's not to take anything away. But what rule number 8 means is what you make of your life right now is up to you. And I like to say it in this way, you know, your personal fulfillment is a direct result of your willingness to write and produce your own script. Write this down. Your personal fulfillment is a direct result of your willingness to write and produce your own script. In other words, you're responsible for what happens now. You are in charge for your life. And when you take charge of your life, you write it, and then produce it, make it happen, then you are taking responsibility. And so rule number 8 is the single thing that changed my life. In fact, if anybody has come here needing permission or feeling like you needed permission, there you go, you have it. If you needed a permission slip, rule number 8 is your permission slip. What you make of your life from this point forward is up to you. Because you now know, even if you didn't know walking into We Nation, you now know that there are no mistakes in life. So whatever you did, that was class was in session. Whatever happened up until this point, you now know, for the people who tried to make you feel less than, you now know that you're here on purpose. What rule number 8 also helps us to understand, because now you're empowered, whether you knew it, maybe for the ones who did not, you now know you have a gift. Right? And so what you also now know, you may not know your family, but you now know, and I come from a bloodline of champions if I choose to receive it. And so I hope that you receive the spirit and the energy of today. I hope that you know that there has been sacrifices made for each person in the seat of where this woman who had a vision, who was allowed God to use her life, use her story, to empower and to stand in the place to make a claim for your next level. Lucinda Cross. I thank God for her. I thank God for allowing you to connect with her. Yup, clap for that. And I am believing now that today would be a line in the sand. If I have to leave you with a word, it is always the thing that shows up for a lot of people about moving forward. And that is fear. There's always that, right? It's fear of stepping up into purpose, stepping up into your gift, right? Fear to be bold and unapologetic about what's in your heart, right? How many people identify with fear? Here, just wink, raise your hand. Thank you. Thank you for being honest. You know why? Because I'm here for you all. Because this is what spoke to my heart when I was the little brown girl from the hood, yet afraid on Wall Street with all of these powerful people, it was these words. When I stand, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, talented, gorgeous, and fabulous? Well, who are you not to be? You are a child of the Most High God, and your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so other people won't feel insecure around you. As you let your own light shine, you unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. My name is D. Marshall, at DC Marshall, everywhere online. I'm here for We Nation. I'm here for Lucinda Talk, and I am here for you.